Alright, naming numbers to hundred thousands. So now you guys are great with naming, say that number there. What you don't realise you're doing is that you're grouping that in a group of 3 because of the places. So if we have a look up the top here, we've got the units place. So this is our units, houses or family, whatever you want to call it. That's just your hundreds and tens and ones. And then we've got a gap, like an actual box gap. In your grid books, you'll need to leave a gap between the hundreds house and this house. What have they all got in common? Yeah, the word thousands. So this is what we call the thousands here. The thousands group. Okay, so I know you guys are great with naming 631. What if I put a 9 in front of it? Well, what column is that 9 in? It's in the thousands. So we literally read it 9,631. No worries. Oh, I know what I can see here. See with the ones there, I've got a decimal place. In every number in your ones column, just after the 1, there is a decimal, but we don't always put it in. So that decimal might actually be there, but you don't put it in. It just helps us when we sort numbers and name numbers when we've got decimal places, just bearing that in mind. Alright, so what if I have more than 4 digits? What if I have, I might just try a different colour there, that's a bit difficult to see. What if I try this number? So again, we start over here at the ones and I group my 3. So remember, this is my ones column. I'm going to group my 3 there. You can see that's 468. That's no sweat for you. Then I come across with that empty box and I'm going to try and make another group of 3. I can't, but that's okay. I just don't need to worry about this box over here. It's got nothing in it, so I don't worry about it. If I have a look at this number though, I can read that number. If I write it down like this, what is that number? That number there, 65. That's right. So it's 65, and all we've got to do is name it by the house that it belongs to, which is the thousands. So it's 65,000. Then we just read this bit over here the same, 468. All right, I'm going to give you one more of those ones with 5 digits, and you're going to have a go at naming it before I do. Okay, what do I do first? From the ones place. That's right, I make my group of 3. Then I go across and I can see that I've got my gap between my hundreds and my thousands. Then I go over again. Can I make another group of 3? Nope, that's okay. But I can name it based on that bit there. If I write that number down, that number is 37. So it is 37,000, because that's the name of that group. And then this bit's easy, 873. 37,873. Okay, so what happens then if we have another digit? If I do this, no different, absolutely no different at all. I start over here in the ones and I group my group of 3 like that. And then I go across my gap and then I try and make another group of 3. And this time I can, but that's not hard because I can see there a number. See that number I underlined? I'll underline it in red so you can see me do it again. Right there. If I write that number down, you should be able to tell me that number just on its own, just this number on its own. Yeah, it's 469, so that's no different. It's 469,000, and then I read this bit the same, 271. 469,271. Do one more and you can have a go at this one in your head until I have a go. Hopefully you can beat me in naming it. Don't be confused by the zeros. They're still placeholders, so they still count as part of that 3. 730,000. Now this bit looks a bit tricky, doesn't it? No, it's not really. Well, the only bit I can say in there is this bit, which is 68. So it's 730,068. Okay, in the next clip we're going to be naming up to millions.